But behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Welcome to the wonderful world of Astroneer. You're a little astro man given the unknown task of discovering randomness and ripping up a terrestrial wasteland of elemental goodness somewhere in some fictional cosmos. With your ground sculpting chemical sucky machine at the helm, this organic doused planet is now your oyster. To start, your little ship lands on a randomly generated ball of polygonal stuff. It's now, so it seems, your duty to build a base with this stuff, to find and research this stuff, to get a ship and travel to other planets and go explore more of this stuff. See, it's the stuff where Astroneer takes what looks like an extremely simple planetary walkabout simulation and delicately crafts it into a player-guided journey of extrinsic or intrinsic motivational exploration. This is achieved through the use of a variety of technical resource gameplay systems and stunningly distinctive scenery. Fruitful vegetation, dust storms, eerily gorgeous caverns all feel like they're in completely different biomes on Astroneer's planets, but all feel like they belong in the same universe. It all feels simplified yet very connected. Though the scope of the planet might seem small, the eventual hope of finding other planets makes the universe itself seem more hopeful than the planet you've landed on. You maneuver throughout the landscape, both walking and running, occasionally using your sucky machine to collect various materials. Collections or little hubs of organic power, oxygen, hydrazine, copper, resin, and other elements and unique research items can be found impacted within the dirt. It's your job to uncover them, collect them, and bring them back to your base for use or further inspection. You can only hold a certain amount of items with you, and if you die from falling down a mountain or getting eaten by a large spike, your items stay in that location until you either A, go all the way back to get them, or B, leave your body there to rot in the cosmetic dust. Don't just start wandering around though. As soon as you think you're in control, as soon as you think you can do whatever you want on this planet, you've realized you're just a bit too far from your base, or your tethers, your theoretical and technical oxygen pipelines. You've simply walked too far. You forget to pack an extra add-on of O2 and you're more or less screwed. You rush back to wherever you think you came from, quickly losing your last remaining breaths of delicious oxygen. You watch your character slowly suffocate, losing all of your belongings as well as your random gem of a stuff-filled cave location. It's at this point early on in the game you realize Astroneer is just as much an experience of simple exploration as it is often complicated, strategically organized, and sometimes painstakingly cautious play. This caution, though, can be avoided. If you collect enough compound throughout your journey early on and manage your resources accordingly, you can create a block and a supply of tethers. Once you create enough of these tethers, you've essentially opened up the planet for your discovery, as your oxygen comes with you. I've just crossed this myself, as I've only put a few hours into the game. It's at this point you're no longer sprinting back to base every 3 minutes for oxygen, rather you're setting up in large caverns, exploring massive elemental collections and formations without that I'm probably gonna die soon feeling. Tethers barely scratch the surface of the items you can craft in Astroneer using an abundance of hard-to-find elements. For the record, I've yet to do much of this, but I've ran around, placed enough tethers, and sucked up enough resources to know that when I start doing these things, it's going to be a lot of fun. The challenge, to me it seems, of Astroneer comes in the elongated task of gathering enough elements to craft these different mechanical goodies. The amount of things you need can be somewhat daunting if you have no idea where to find them, though I'm assuming that's all a part of what makes building these machines so rewarding in the end. The thing I love about Astroneer is that it takes the flow and purpose of the game and puts it into the controller in my hands. Craft a mountain, dig a tunnel, set up shop. I can do whatever the hell I want to do. The world's infrastructure is my playground, my recess, and I don't really have to go back inside for class. I love Astroneer for the game flow mechanics, the sucky machine, the ease of altering landscapes, and the endless amount of quirky, laggy discovery that I come across so often. I really think System Era hit a gem with this, but I'd be doing you guys a bit of a disservice if I didn't mention some of the things that really bug me. The tutorial and user interface, well, they need some work, they're not really there to begin with. The controls on console are a bit tough to get down in terms of operating your machine in your bag, and for an hour I didn't really know what I was doing. I still have trouble with it sometimes. Load times are hilariously long when you first start up the game, so much so that when you open up the app, you might as well go get a coffee or make a bag of popcorn. Framerate issues run wild, and multiplayer support is at a minimal, with updates to come on both PC and console. Some of the plant models seem responsive, but the depth of field renders on the Xbox One at such a close distance that sometimes I see the plants popping up from my character's feet while it's walking. To be fair, the game is in early access, and the devs have done a really good job of pumping out continual updates and letting us know how they are doing with the progress on the game. I will say this, the little multiplayer I did play completely changed how I thought about the game. Being on the same planet with someone else, I felt a need to watch out for them, to help them dig, to ask their help, to discover things together. No rage, just planning and discovery. It was the type of multiplayer experience that I'd been looking for in a game that I haven't had since my old days of Viva Pinata. I'm a fan of this game for a multitude of reasons, one big one being that Overwatch has done a good job of testing my patience and my temper lately. I've been craving a game, a fun, relaxed game. You guys remember those, right? You know, the thing where you pay once and you just get an experience with no minutely subscriptions or microtransactions every 2 days. And that's not to say that Systemera won't put this in Astroneer or shouldn't put this in the game eventually, but right now I'm enjoying this experience for what it is. I don't have to think twice, I don't have to yell, I can just run, sculpt, build, watch the sunset. I can create a strange sense of belonging and purpose to a simple planet that barely offers me anything more than some compound and monster icicles and caves that kill me through my suit. You don't play Astroneer for the immediate gratification, it's more or less the journey of it. And that's alright, I miss when games were journeys. I know a lot of you guys feel the same way, which is why despite the minimal gameplay and steep price tag for an early access title, I really encourage you to give Astroneer a go. Now in the future, once the kinks have been worked out and Astroneer is a full-fledged title, I'm sure the developer team will be hard at work on either another game or making advancements for Astroneer. I can see the content adds being amazing. Much of what I envision is art asset based, with more landscapes, a larger variety of foliage, upgraded ships, different vehicles, hell, even possibly small forms of wildlife. The possibilities, for a lack of better words, are endless. It's up to Systemera to determine how much more they want to put into this title. I love when a game gives me the opportunity to take control, to make the game I want. Though still withheld by the bounds of the gameplay mechanics, I don't feel obligated to do anything, at any time. I know I have my oxygen, I know I have my research, and none of it's going anywhere. I can go dig a tunnel to the center of the planet for 2 hours, and my progress won't change. That's the heart of Astroneer. If you're tired of raging with your friends on Overwatch, or playing the same old FPS over again, or playing Grand Theft Auto for the last 3 years, try something a little more organic. Or don't. I honestly don't care what you guys do. Regardless, for any free roam lover, Astroneer is more than worth a shot. To the moon. Sorry.